We're at Sutherland's Creek, which is just out of Geelong, and the reason why we're here is because BA Pumps and Sprayers, Sylvan and T-Jet have come together in collaboration to put their heads together and give us a bit of an idea on how to operate a sprayer responsibly, and we're going to put together a bit of a brief on nozzle selection and maintenance, because nowadays if you operate outside the parameters you may be liable to litigation if you cause damage.
Well, the most critical factor that we feel is nozzle selection, because it's basically how you atomise the liquid. It's become a real critical part because of the risk to drift that we have in the industry. So as an industry we've moved more to coarser sprays to accommodate that. The main thing that we need to think about is the target that we're trying to hit, the conditions at the time of spraying, weather conditions, and of course the water rates that we're going to use play a big factor, and the mode of action of the products. So with 2,4-D, obviously there's a mandatory statement there from the APVMA that says we must use a coarse to very coarse droplet, and also weather conditions are stated on the label that you can't use the product below 3 kilometres an hour or higher than 16. So we need to use a greater than a coarse to very coarse droplet. If not, the farmer is 100% liable for any off-target drift. Our point of view as a nozzle manufacturer is there isn't one nozzle that can do all, but in terms of it, as all-rounder as we get, probably the newer designs such as the low pressure air induct AIXR or the air inducted twin, which has 2 angled fans for better penetration and coverage. The main and most important bit of information is obviously a nozzle chart. It comes in a variety of ways. We've got obviously our big catalogue, which is available for everyone, and some pocket cards such as this one, which are just try and keep the information as clear and as precise as possible.
If I was, say, spraying 2,4-D amine,
Yep.
how would I then apply this to this chart and with my nozzle selection?
Basically the first step that we'd go through is we need to ask the customer or the operator what spacing and nozzles he has. So in this essence, generally it would be 50 centimetres. If that is, then we can use this chart. Then we'd obviously ask what their target rate is, say 60 litres a hectare, and we would try to match that to one of the nozzles that we recommended before, such as the AIXR and air inducted twin. The main thing that we're trying to do is match to the optimum pressure range of that nozzle. We want to offer a full package. It's not just about selling a product. We feel that part of our role is to help farmers use our products better.
And also Raf from Sylvan, he's going to give us a bit of a rundown on general maintenance of your sprayer.
Most people, as we know, don't read the manual until you find something's gone wrong, but it really should be the first thing you do. Sit down, have a look over it. It's got a lot of very good information in there about pumps, maintenance, even a whole section on calibration, etc. Yeah, just have a look at the manual. It'll save you a lot of time down the road. Just like any piece of machinery, you need to make sure that it's all well lubricated, that it's working correctly. Things like your PDO shaft, all the grease points on that, then you've got your oil level and your diaphragms in the pump, even things like all the fittings on your plumbing, making sure that they're all leak-free, all of those sort of things. It's worth just going over all of your hardware, your nuts and bolts, make sure that everything is secure and not coming apart. It's certainly critical to check the tension on the pump feet, because when the pump's operating it can cause a fair bit of vibration and it can work itself loose. So you really need to start even from the attachment points to your tractor, make sure that they're sound. There's really a whole list of things you should look at before you go out spraying.
Do you have perhaps an idea of what you would take with you if you had a kit?
You'd certainly want to have spare nozzles, never go astray. The other key thing is the nozzle holder, because quite often they get knocked around a bit. Screwdriver, shifter, just some basic hand tools, gloves, some personal protective equipment, all of that sort of thing is just worth having on board all the time.
With all the information that we've received today, I think a key message is spray responsibly, because if you don't, the risk of litigation is huge nowadays. And I'd like to thank the boys from Sylvan, BA Pumps and Sprayers and T-Jet for that little bit of insight into pump and nozzle selection. And also everything that we've seen here today and the information we've gathered will be in a much more concise review in New Farm Machinery magazine. And of course you can jump on the website there and compare different items of machinery for sale and a lot of second-hand machinery there as well.